Stop impulse buying, the 24-hour rule. Have you ever walked into a store for one thing and walked out with a cart full of stuff you didn't plan to buy? Maybe you felt that sinking feeling when your credit card statement arrives, wondering where all your money went. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Today, I'm going to share a simple but powerful technique that can transform your spending habits and help you make better financial decisions. It's called the 24-hour rule, and it's based on one fundamental principle: creating space between the impulse to buy and the actual purchase. Here's what typically happens when we shop. We see something we want, our brain gets excited, and within seconds we've convinced ourselves we absolutely need it. This is your brain's reward system kicking into high gear. Dopamine floods your system, creating that irresistible urge to buy now, buy immediately. But what if I told you that most of these urgent desires completely disappear within 24 hours? That's exactly what research shows. The 24-hour rule is beautifully simple. Before making any non-essential purchase, wait 24 hours. That's it, just wait. When you feel that urge to buy something, acknowledge it, then walk away. Give yourself permission to want it, but don't act on it immediately. During this waiting period, something magical happens. Your initial excitement begins to fade, and rational thinking starts to take over from emotional impulse. Here's how to implement this effectively. First, when you want to buy something, write it down. Note what it is, how much it costs, and why you want it. Then ask yourself these key questions. Do I actually need this? Will I still want it tomorrow? Do I have something similar already? Where will I put this? How often will I realistically use it? Am I buying this to solve a real problem, or just because it's appealing right now? Sleep on it, literally. Let your subconscious mind process this decision while you focus on other important things in your life. When you wake up the next morning, revisit your list. You'll be amazed at how different you feel about many of those must-have items. Studies show that approximately 70 of impulse purchase desires disappear completely within 24 hours. That's money staying in your pocket. But what about items that still excite you after 24 hours? This is where the rule gets even more powerful and nuanced. If you still want the item, you've identified something that might genuinely add value to your life. Now you can make a more informed decision. Research the item properly, compare prices, read reviews, consider alternatives. This isn't about never buying anything, it's about buying mindfully. For larger purchases, consider extending the rule. Wait a week for items over 100, a month for items over 500. Scale the waiting period to the purchase size. Let me share a real example. Sarah used to buy home decor items constantly, thinking each piece would finally make her space perfect. After implementing the 24-hour rule, she realized she was trying to fill an emotional need with physical objects. The waiting period helped her recognize this pattern. 6 months later, her space felt more peaceful, her bank account was healthier, and she'd learned to appreciate what she already owned. Now, let's talk about common mistakes people make with this rule. The biggest one, making exceptions for sales and limited time offers. Retailers create artificial urgency specifically to bypass your rational thinking. Limited time only and sale ends today are designed to trigger impulse purchases. Remember, if it's a good deal today, similar deals will exist in the future. Your financial well-being is more important than any single discount. Another mistake is not addressing the underlying emotions that drive impulse buying. Are you shopping when you're stressed, bored, or sad? The 24-hour rule gives you time to find healthier ways to address these feelings. Take a walk, call a friend, or engage in a hobby you already enjoy. For those ready to take this further, try the one-in, one-out rule. For every new item you bring home, donate or discard something you already own. This keeps your possessions at a manageable level and forces you to really consider whether new purchases are worth displacing current ones. You can also schedule specific shopping days. Instead of buying throughout the week, Designate one day for purchases you've waited 24 hours for. Consider sharing this rule with family members or friends. Having an accountability partner makes it easier to stick with new habits. Remember, the 24-hour rule isn't about deprivation. It's about intentional living. You're not restricting yourself. You're empowering yourself to make conscious choices. Over time, you'll notice something remarkable happening. You'll start feeling genuinely satisfied with what you have instead of constantly craving more. Your bank account will grow, your living space will feel more peaceful, and you'll develop confidence in your decision-making abilities. The skills you develop through the 24-hour rule extend far beyond shopping. You're training yourself to pause before reacting in all areas of life. This same principle applies to major life decisions. Whether it's changing jobs, ending relationships, or making investments, waiting and reflecting leads to better outcomes. So here's your challenge. Starting today, implement the 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase over 20. Write it down, walk away, and wait. Notice how it feels to have that space between wanting and buying. Pay attention to which desires fade and which ones persist. You have more power over your impulses than you realize. The 24-hour rule isn't just about saving money, it's about taking control of your choices and creating the life you actually want.